Hi everyone, my name's Pieta Valentine. I've written 2 books, The Resident's Voice from a Dementia Unit and The Resident's Rise from a Dementia Unit. Today the session is on, does one say dementia in a dementia unit? The word dementia in a dementia unit? Well, yes and no. Most of the time no, because dementia still has that stigma and prejudice associated with it in a dementia unit. So you don't want to activate all those negative feelings around that when you don't have to. So most of the time residents themselves refer to the fact that they've got a memory problem, or, you know, they can't quite remember, or, you know, they're getting older, so that's why they've got a memory problem. They don't refer to the word dementia, and neither do staff. But sometimes it is important to mention dementia in 2 specific instances. One instance I've referred to in the previous video on daughters telling their mother they're in a dementia unit. You need to tell the person why they're in the unit and that it is a dementia unit. They have to be informed of that at least a few times so they recognise why they're there. Otherwise they will wonder, why on earth am I in this locked up facility? Is this a jail? Is it a psychiatric institution? What is it? You've got to explain to them that they're there because of memory loss, and the reasons for that often being, you know, that they're forgetting, well, it will be that they're forgetting things in one way, shape or form that are affecting their safety and those around them, like leaving hot chips on the stove, for example, or, you know, whole house could go up in flames, or losing their way, you know, and getting lost out on a highway somewhere, which is, you know, often happens when people have direction orientation loss. So that has to be explained. Give them relevant examples that have happened to them, and often they'll click in and, oh yes, I do remember that episode, you know, because clear episodes like that, they sometimes do have that past recall and remember it, so they can click into that in part as you explain it to them, which enables them to get that recognition. So that's the one important aspect, reason for explaining why people are in dementia units. The second reason, the second time that it's important, probably not so much from a relative's perspective, but when I was working with the residents, I didn't say dementia with them on a day-to-day basis either, unless it was needed to explain a certain aspect of the condition to them. One example was when I was taking a workshop, and one of the ladies actually said to me, one of the brighter ladies said to me, look, I can't remember where my room is or who my husband was or anything. Don't tell anyone, but I think I'm having a blank here. So I took that up actually as a topic with the group at the time and said to them, look, I just need to explain to you here the reason why you're here actually in this unit, because we don't talk about it that much, but now and then I need to reiterate the reasons that you're living in this facility. And the reason is that all of you here have a memory problem over and above what other elderly people have of your age group. And we do call it dementia, and it's a different experience for everyone, for everybody. It is a different experience, but the 2 common themes are memory loss and direction orientation loss. And then I go into the 2 aspects in detail about present memory loss and past memory loss, explaining that with present memory loss and direction orientation loss, the person finds it difficult to get to their room. And the residents are aware that, you know, a good number of them can't find their room, and often they themselves can't find their own room. And I need to say, look, because often they'll come, isn't that normal when you get older that you forget where you're going? And I say, no, it isn't actually. It's not in a place that you live in, like your own home or this facility. remembering your room, people would be able to remember that. But because you've got dementia and that direction orientation loss and memory loss, you often can't find your room. Some days you can, other days you can't. And because of that, you need to be in a supportive, safe environment so that if you can't find your room, others can find it for you. Whereas if you were outside at your own home and you walked up the road and then lost your way, you know, you could end up going anywhere, and it's dangerous with cars around and trucks and highways and things. So they get that. And then I go into the fact of past memory. They often do have past memory, that for a facility to be able to remember the past, so that's why they can remember when they were children, what school they went to, their big trip overseas to London on the great ship liner and all the dancing and singing that went on there. And they can discuss those things with each other. But what they had for lunch, or, you know, breakfast, or who came to visit them that morning, no idea. So I think I sort of explained that. Oh, and when I did that, the new residents really appreciated it, because lots of people hadn't been told that before. And they would say to me, look, we really appreciate this explanation. We didn't know that. So I generally used to do that when new residents came in, so that they got the information and others would be reminded. And if others got sick of it, they'd just walk off if they'd heard it too many times. But I always made sure that the new residents heard it at least once, so that they had a chance of being able to orientate to that. So other than that, day-to-day wise, I never mentioned dementia. It does have a stigma and a prejudice to it still in a dementia facility. People don't like hearing the word. They deny it. Still they deny it. Some residents, what, I don't have dementia? You know, and what, my memory, it's fine. On a day-to-day basis, that's what they'll say until they get this, you know, dementia spin and the dementia blank, and then they know very well that there's, you know, that they've got a problem with that, and so they don't deny it then. They're much more subdued, and they support each other around that when, you know, they've got a good, strong community in place. So dementia, hopefully in time, you know, with community education, with the grassroots internet happening and all these videos and online information, the stigma it's settling a little, but still it's alive and well in the community. And it's really only this education and thinking and reasoning and learning and upskilling on this topic and on this condition that's going to settle the stigma in time, so that people won't have to be subjected to, you know, the discrimination that goes with that. So if you have anyone that's going through these problems in terms of the dementia, having just been diagnosed and how to deal with that, and then if they've got someone in a facility with dementia, and, you know, this whole issue around whether to talk about dementia or not, please pass on this link, this information. I'll have the 2 books in the description down below. Please pass the information on. Thank you for your subscriptions and your likes and your interest, and especially your viewing. I really appreciate it. I know it takes some concentration and focus in this busy, busy world to sit down and watch these videos and take it in. But it's so wonderful that you're doing that and taking the time so as to be able to help these people with dementia and our community that's affected with this. Thank you.